Hello everyone, this is Sheila back with a tutorial. This is for this coaster. Somebody has asked me to do a tutorial to show how I do these coasters. Now I have done these before in the past. There are probably a couple of videos, but they're probably lost amongst all mine because I have hundreds of videos on my channel. But this one, the last ones I did, this is a little bit different because I altered what I did around the edge. So it is slightly different to the other ones. Now I've got my 3 cones here. And I usually take it from the centre when I'm crocheting and from the outside when I'm knitting. But the last time I did these, I pushed the end in. I automatically do it with knitting. I keep pushing the end back down inside. And I've done that with these 3 and I don't know where the end is. I don't know whether it's that side or that side. So I'm having to do these from the outside because I'm not going to pull it out in case I pull the whole lot out. So I'm going to start with the cream and I'm going to do the magic circle. That's the way I start them up. So you put the wool around 2 fingers, bring it back again and put it round the back part. Put your hook under the front part and grab the back part. That's how you do the magic circle. And I'm going to do 1 chain into that and tighten up the circle just a little bit. And then I'm going to do 8 double crochet, the single crochet if you're in the United States, but I'm in the UK, so I'm using UK terms. So I'm going to do 8 double crochet around the circle. That's 1, 2, and I am using a 4mm hook. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 8. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to close the loop up, and that's called a magic loop because you can just pull it from like that. And I've left that long end for the stitch in afterwards to tighten up the loop. And now we're going to join into the first stitch we did. Going to do a slip stitch. So that's a slip stitch into the first stitch, and I'm going to loosen that stitch up a little bit because that's going to be the first stitch of the pattern. So I'm going to put your yarn over the hook, go into that same stitch, go through 2, yarn over the hook, into that same stitch again, yarn over the hook, pull through 2, yarn over the hook, into that stitch again, yarn over the hook and pull through 2. You now have 4 stitches on your loop, so that's 1 on your hook, so that's 1, 2, 3, and that one what you started with makes the 4th one. But when you do each of the next, then there'll be 5 stitches, but because you started off with that's your first stitch there, it's only 4 on your first little petal. That's what they are, petals. So you yarn over the hook and pull through all 4, and 1 chain, you yarn over your hook and go into the next stitch, and you're going to go 4 times into that stitch. Yarn over the hook, pull through 2, yarn over the hook, into the stitch, yarn over the hook, pull through 2, yarn over the hook, into the stitch, yarn over the hook, pull through 2, yarn over the hook, pull through 2. So there you have 5 stitches. There's your 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 1 stitch from the chain that you did. And then you're going to yarn over the hook and pull through all 5. And you're going to do that on all those stitches all the way around, and I'll meet you when we get to the last stitch. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to do the last one. So we're going to make 1 chain, yarn over the hook, into the last stitch on the round, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you have 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one is the chain stitch that you made after the last petal. So to yarn over the hook, pull through all 5 stitches, make 1 chain, and then you go to the first petal that you made, and you find the very top stitch here, just before that's the chain that you made afterwards, and that's the stitch there that you go into that stitch, and we are just slipping that stitch. And that is the first part, and you just pull your, it'll probably slacken off as you're going on, but you just pull it that to tighten up the hole in the middle when you come to sew it up. So that is the end of that round with the cream. So I'm going to cut the yarn off here. Just leave a little length like that. Yeah, these are my old scissors, they're not very sharp. And then just pull it through and tighten it. And then that end that you've left, this is how I get rid of my ends, so I don't have to sew them or weave them in afterwards. And I just take my hook through the back part of the stitch, that's the back part, the front part of the stitch and the back part. So the first stitch, and just pull it through and just keep going through all the stitches all the way around until you get rid of that piece of yarn. I probably made that a little bit longer than I normally do, but it doesn't matter, you just keep putting it around the edge like that. And it gets rid of that end so you don't have to sew it or weave it. And as you're just crocheting over the top of it, it's not seen. It's getting a bit small now. And I am crocheting standing up here, which I'm not used to doing it, so it's a little bit awkward for me sometimes. That's the last one, pull that one through. There, so that's got rid of that end, so there's no sewing or weaving afterwards. So now we're going to start with the next colour. We're finished with the cream. I'm going to do this colour here. And I'm going to make a little slip knot, just a short one. So you have a little end, because that little end is going to be woven in like what I just did with the cream. So you find the end where you finished. That was where I finished and go into a space further along. You go into the whole space there, not the actual stitch, you go into the space. Then you do 1 chain stitch into that space, and then take your your little end and do exactly what I did with the cream, only you're going over the top of these stitches and into the back part of the stitch, not the front part. And when you crochet over the top of those where you've woven that in, it's not seen. So we started another colour, and that is your first stitch that you've done there. Do a chain, one little chain, yarn over the hook, go into that space and do exactly what you did with the cream. Just yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into the space, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over into the space, yarn over, pull through 2. And like I said, that first stitch you already have there because you started with the chain, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're pulling through all 4 stitches and make 1 chain, yarn over, but this time we're going twice into the same stitch. That's yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into the stitch, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over into that stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you have 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the chain stitch, that makes 5. So yarn over and pull through all 5. So that's 2 stitches, 2 petals, sorry, into that space. And then you make another chain, and then you do that again, you yarn over into the next space. And it's just a matter of doing it 4 times into the space. Yarn over, pull through all 5, make a chain, and then go into that same space again. And you do that all the way around the whole circle till you come to the other, and I'll meet you when we come to the last stitch. Now I'm on to my last space here. So I've got the yarn, I've made a chain, and it's yarn over and going into that space, going in twice into this space. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into space, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over into space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into space, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through all 5. And you probably have to pull those stitches closer together to get them to fit. And that's 1 chain, and then do that again into that space. 4 more stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over and pull through all 5, make 1 chain, and then join to the first petal that you made. That's your slip stitch there. Join to that one, or that was your first chain you made. That's the last stitch that you go into. Might be a little bit tight sometimes, just pull through and just slip the stitch, and then cut off a small amount to weave in, tighten it, and then like I showed you before, just weave in the back of the stitches It's getting shorter. Oops, going through the whole stitch. Then that little bit will get woven in when you go around. So that's the second round. Now the third round is the same stitches but just slightly different. Take that one out the way. Get the brown now. And you're going to make a slip knot like before, just a small one. And that was where you finished. So find some way past that. Go into that one there. So you go through a space, put your hook through the space, put the make one chain, just loosen it off, and then do what I've shown you before. Weave in your end. That's that end woven in now. And rejoin to your, make one more chain, yarn over the hook, and we'll be going twice into this stitch. And I'm sure you'll know how to do the stitch by now. I don't have to keep repeating myself. And then into that stitch again. And then pull through all 5. Make a chain. Now the next space we're only going to go 1 petal in, because you can't keep doing 2 into each one, or else there'll be too many stitches going round and it'll start to spoil the shape. So we'll be going, we've done 2 into the first one, we're going to do 1 into the second, then 2 into that one, then 1 into that one, then 2. So it's 2 1 2 1 2 1 all the way around. So that's your first one, 2 in there and 1 into there. We're doing 1 chain, and then we're going to do 2 into the next space, and then 1, and then 2, and then 1, and then 2, and I'll meet you at the end of that round. Now on to my last space. So I'm going to do 4 stitches into that space. So I'm going to make my chain, yarn over into the space, one more time, yarn over, pull through all 5, 1 chain, and into the very top stitch. then just slip that stitch and cut a short length off. Tighten it, and as before, go through all the stitches to weave in the end. You are actually weaving it in, but you're doing it while you're crocheting, so to save you having to do all these things afterwards. Oops, don't worry with that one. There, so that's that end woven in. And now we're going to do this bit around the scalloped part around the edge now. Those two. So again, you're going to make a small slip knot. And then you can find, oops, anywhere around the circle. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain. That's to start it off. Now I'm going to weave in that little bit there, like as before. So that's that woven in, and now we are going to do triple crochets into this space. There'll be double crochets if you're in the United States. So we're going to do 4 into a space. So this is the second one. So that's 4 into there, and then into the next space we're going to do a slip stitch. And then the next space we're going to do 4 triple crochet again. That's 4 triple crochet, the next space slip stitch. Whoops, I lost that one. And then again 4 triple crochet, And then the next space is going to be a slip stitch. And that is what we're going to do all the way around. In each space we're going to do four triple crochet, 1 slip stitch, 4 triple crochet, 1 slip stitch, 4 triple crochet, all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of that round. So now we are on to the last stitch. We've done the 4 triple crochet, and I'm going to do 1 slip stitch into this last space. And then now we're going to join to the first stitch that we started with. So I'm going to go up near the top of the chain, the top of the stitch, and just make another slip stitch. There you have joined it, and then you're going to cut that. Leave a good length of yarn for stitching in. That's what I've left it, a long length, and just pull that through, tighten it, and then when you stitch it down, you just pull it down behind the stitch like that, and then just weave it in on the back. That's the same with this. You'll be weaving that one in when you're finished as well. Just weave 1 or 2 stitches around the you can either sew it, or it's easier to sew it actually, to get a needle in, as put the hook in. And the same with the top. I just go 1 or 2 stitches backwards and forwards across there to get that stitch out of the way. So there you are, that's 2 we have now. So if you like my tutorial, give it a thumbs up and keep watching for more. So bye for now.